You want to go downstairs? To eat? You want to go downstairs? Hey everybody, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records, with my faithful dog Chester over here beside me chewing on a bone. And this is to pick up on the thread that started on favorite live double albums. And so I picked mine. I've seen a couple of entries in the thread, so I didn't include any of some of the great selections they included in my selections. Because they've already been shown. Okay, but if I hadn't already seen it, I would have definitely had Fillmore East, Allman Brothers in there. That both of the thread entries I've seen already put that one in, so I won't put that one in. All right, so Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Four-Way Street, great double live album, recorded live at the Fillmore East in 1970. Yep, 1970, and there are the iconic members who cannot get along, and I think we should just give it a rest. There's always people trying to get them to get back together and do another tour. Let's just give it a rest. They put out some great music during a short period of time, and we should appreciate that. And the individual artists have done great things as well, so I guess that's what we need to focus on. All right, around the same time, Joe Cocker came to the United States, but he didn't have a band. So they quickly called on Leon Russell to put together a band so he could go on tour. There were some legal obligations, and so they had to do something quick. Well, leave it to Leon. Leon put together a huge entourage, and it made a movie about it. And Mad Dogs and Englishmen, as I'm sure you all know. So there's Joe Cocker's album, Mad Dogs and Englishmen, and this is just some great stuff. They didn't make any money. They lost money on this, I'm sure. Just feeding everybody had to have been a chore. But Leon plays the guitar and the piano on here. Carl Riddle's on here. Rita Coolidge sings on here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, she's in the choir with about 8 or 9 other people. And just Jim Gordon's on the drums. Just a huge, wonderful lineup, and he does classics like The Letter and Delta Lady. Different people. Rita Coolidge sings a song on here. Leon does a couple. They do, Bird on a Wire, Honky Tonk Women. Just a great recording from March 27th, 28th, 1970. Guess where? The Fillmore East. So that was a favorite recording venue for live performances. And they'll go to a small club called the Cellar Door in Washington, D.C. And this is a double live album from the Seldom Seen. Great bluegrass band featuring the classic lineup. John Duffy on the mandolin, John Starling singing lead vocals and playing the guitar, Mike Aldridge on the dobro, Ben Eldridge on the, what did Eldridge play? Tom Gray on the, Eldridge was banjo. Tom Gray on the bass. There they are. That is a really good album right there. If you're ever looking for some good bluegrass, I highly recommend Live at the Cellar Door from Seldom Seen. And that was from what year? The album came out in 75. Recorded December 27th and 28th, 1974. Okay, I saw Willie on this tour. Willie Nelson and Family live. Or I might have seen it after this album came out. He was touring constantly though. There's a great picture of Willie. And his sister played piano in the band. Where is she? Right there's his sister. And a great band. Great music on here. They got Whiskey starts off side one with Whiskey River. Goes through a not a medley, but a series of some of those great songs he wrote for other people. Funny How Time Slips Away, Crazy, Nightlife, that sort of stuff. But he does Mr. Record Man, Hello Walls, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, Until I Gain Control Again, Only Daddy That'll Walk the Line. Johnny Paycheck makes a guest appearance on here, does Take This Job and Shove It. That's from 1978, I believe. Willie Nelson and Family, Willie and Family Live. Then from around 1980, I believe, came out in 81. It was recorded in 1980. There's the Grateful Dead, Reckoning. I love acoustic music. I really like the Grateful Dead, and they did a really good job with this one. They do some of my favorite classic songs like Dark Hollow, I've Been All Around This World, Jesse Fuller's Monkey and the Engineer, good funny song, Deep Ellum Blues, On the Road Again. They do Oh Baby It Ain't No Lie from Elizabeth Cotton. And then they do a lot of their classics, acoustic style. It Must Have Been the Roses, China Doll, Jackaroo, which is a traditional song too, but probably most well known, their version I would say. Cassidy, To Lay Me Down, and Ripple. One of the most beautiful songs ever written to me is Ripple. And the Charlie Monroe song, Rosalie McFall, which the Grateful Dead always did, almost always did. And one more Grateful Dead album. This is actually a triple record instead of a double. And this, of course, is Europe 72. Love the artwork. Europe 72. Great Grateful Dead live. And the last one I'll show is one of the great bands that financially just wasn't worth it to stay on the road anymore. And they called it quits eventually, the Amazing Rhythm Aces. Once they had fulfilled their recording obligations with record labels or label, they put out their own live album and distributed it themselves. So there's not that many out there. If you see a copy of this, I'd grab it up, and that's the Amazing Rhythm Aces, and it's called Full House Aces High, with the fabulous Rhino horns and John McEwen. And of course, this was the latter day. Well, there's only one change, I believe. Jeff Davis, Duncan Cameron. He was a latter day member. Bird Burton had left the group about halfway through the Aces lifetime. Billy Earnhardt, Russell Smith, the great leader of the band, frontman, singer, great songwriter. Butch McDade and James Hooker. And that came out on SS Productions, which would have been or MSS, Muscle Shoals Sound Productions. And Jimmy Johnson produced this. You know Jimmy Johnson from Muscle Shoals, I imagine. And this is just a really good live album. And it was recorded, let's see, when was it recorded? 1979 at the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco, Roxy Theater, the one in Los Angeles, and then the one in San Diego, and Brothers Music Hall in Birmingham, Alabama. Got classics from the Aces, like Amazing Grace used to be her favorite song, These Dreams of Losing You, the Ella B, Who Will Your Next Fool Be? I Pity the Mother and the Father When the Kids All Move Away. King of the Cowboys, of course, their one radio hit, Third Rate Romance. My Tears Still Flow, just a great album, one of the great bands of the 1970s. That you know, if life was fair, and of course we know life's not fair, but if it was fair, they would have been as big as the Rolling Stones. All right, everybody. Remember, be kind to your neighbors, and we're all neighbors. We've got to pitch in and work together. Take care.